to pass that way again. And was it an easy decision? No, it was not. My main thing with that is because I have not yet have children, and I still hope to have someday. And for me, it meant not being able to nurse. And funny enough, even though I'm not a parent, I have all my sisters, they have children and friends, and I'm godmommy to 7 children. And I know that with some of them, they would say they don't want to nurse, they don't feel like nursing, they're out in public and they don't want to. And I always used to be so upset because I said if I had a child, I would nurse it no matter what. I would find a means and ways to nurse it as long as it was necessary. But here it is now. I had to make that decision, giving up that opportunity. But I did. And it set me back just for a short period of time in terms of grappling with the reality. But one morning I got up and I made a decision, and I was fine after that. I never looked back. As a matter of fact, my pastor's wife in Boston, she counseled me and she said to me, Deborah, when you look in the mirror, expect yourself to break down. Expect this, expect that. I took the counsel. Then she called me after. She said, did you look in the mirror? I said, yes. She said, what did you do? I started laughing. She thought I was crying because we were on a long distance call. I said, no, I laughed. That's what I did. And so for me, it has never been a depressing moment or anything. The reality of it is we are flesh, we are soul, we are spirit. And for me, the most important thing is the spirit, which must inform the flesh and the soul. And the flesh is temporal, it is dust, it is a vapor. We will become ill. We are perishing from the day we born until the day we actually die. And stuff will happen, whether it is cancer, whether it is diabetes, whether it is arthritis. This body is frail. But what must not be frail is our spirit and our soul. And that is something that I lived by for many years. And I did not know that sometimes you say things and you read things, but you only know that you mean it when you're tested. It was during this journey that I was tested, and I realized that it was not just lip service for me. And it was not just me aimlessly waking up every morning and reading the word. It was real. And because it was real and because I was devoted to it, it now became my strength and my fortitude as I went through. After the mastectomy, I then underwent chemotherapy, and I'm still going through my treatment phases and stuff like that. Oh boy, how many of you ever take chemo? All you in here? Never again. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. As a matter of fact, I declined the last one. I was supposed to take 4. I took 3. I declined the last one. And the third one was very difficult on my body. More heightened, more intense than the first 2. And I could not figure out why. And at that point, I felt as if it was doing more damage than good. And I was supposed to do the last one just last week, Saturday. And I spoke to the doctor, I weighed my pros and my cons, and then I went into some time of praying and fasting, and I asked the Father, what should I do? And I came up with a peace. Up to the 11th hour, I said, God, if you want me, if I should, I will. But at the 11th hour, I felt a peace about not taking anymore, and I did not. And it brought me great comfort to hear Sylvia speak, because what God can do for one, he can do for another. And the reality of it is, I'm not speaking anything over anyone, but you can take chemo, and some have taken it and still not survive and still not make it. So for me, my submission is my survival is not based on medication. And all respect due to doctors, you do have a part to play in this, but my survival is based on Almighty God who created me in the first place. So as I went through, I had much support, and I'm so thankful for that. My family members, I had the support of my church back in Boston. They were extremely supportive. I heard the president said earlier that sickness does not ask you about your bank account. And as you have heard, I am self-employed. I am single, okay? And when it hit, even though I do have a medical insurance plan, it was not enough. So it was very taxing, understanding I would not be able to go to work, understanding you had to know, um, pull funds to pay medicals that you really did not plan for. And on top of everything else that was already happening in life, for me, this could have been the straw that broke the camel's back, but it did not. Okay? And I got a lot of support. I got a lot of help, even cancer support services as well. Auntie Jan, I've known her for a number of years, and you know, I call her Auntie Jan. So I got a lot of support and guidance and counsel that you don't necessarily receive during all your medical visits. And once again, I'm not hitting at doctors. I do respect them, and I believe that they have a part to play. But the reality of it is that they're not able to tell you everything, and hence why we have cancer support services and such organizations and persons who went through who can help you in that area. I faced many challenges. I've mentioned the financial challenges. There were also challenges with the insurance in terms of getting them to do what they're supposed to do. And there, of course, were the mirage of other challenges. But I'm not going to focus on that much because it'll take me all day to tell you about those challenges. But it'll take me all week to tell you about the many blessings and favor that I have received during this journey. And hence why I say it is an honor. But my greatest honor for being diagnosed with cancer and being here this morning is because I have a distinct opportunity to help others. There's purpose in my diagnosis. There's purpose in this. And I realized it, I knew it, and I realized it when, like Leonard, so many people started coming to me. So many people started, because I never hid it. Like, for instance, when I did the double mastectomy, if anybody knew me before, you knew I was well endowed, okay? And a friend of mine came and she bought cotton and all kinds of things. And she was like, this is what you do, you stuff out. And I was all too familiar with it. My mom passed the same journey about 12, 13 years ago. And I was familiar with it, but I was like, but I don't want that. She was like, but everybody gonna know. I was like, but then I don't care. I would get to tell them is by the grace of God, it becomes an opportunity for me to share my story and to help somebody else. So I went around flat-chested and boy, did I love it, okay? When it came time and the hair came out, friend again, I'm a hairstylist. It's quite weird to be standing here with a bald head, but I don't do wigs. I never did weaves. I never did wigs. I do not like them. And so I decided this is what I will do. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. I love makeup, so my makeup becomes a little more striking. My jewelry becomes a little more prominent. So it's like I'm making lemonade out of every lemon that has been given to me. And as I make that lemonade, so many people has been drinking from that cup of lemonade as I walk around. When persons say to me, but you cut off all the hair, why you do that? I get to say to them when I'm going through chemo, it started to come off and I took it off. And it gives me an opportunity to encourage someone because the reality of it is we never know where someone is at. We never know what's going on with them. We don't know what they're going to encounter in the future. And if something I am going through, though it may be suffering, if I can turn it into good and make it a benefit for someone else, that's what I do. And that's the reason why I live. So for me, as I wrap up, because I think I might be out of time by now.
You're doing well.
I'm doing good. You're making me a point, right? Because you realize I can talk. So don't let me go over.
I got
You got me covered. Okay, good. Just mute the mic when you want me to shut up. So the support of family, like I said, was there. The cancer support services were there. Friends and persons in my church in Boston, that support was there. The church here, you know, I had the support. But as Lennox mentioned, in terms of being dependent, if anyone know me, I am a very independent person. I left the doors of my mother's house at age 18 and lived on my own. I've been taking care of myself. I'm single. So that, for me, was probably the most difficult part of it all. Being able to now depend on persons. And it's not that they weren't good persons or anything. It is just that you are so accustomed. I'm the type of person that if I make a meal, I cannot sit down and eat that meal until all the dishes are washed up. I cannot lay down and sleep until all the clothes are packed away and everything is in order. Well, I'll tell you something. After surgery, that went through the door in a hurry. Because even though people came to help, they're not going to do it like how you did it. And that's not a complaint, okay? But I was not able to get up and wash any dishes to make sure. I was not able to get up and make sure things were how I liked them to be because of the surgery, because of the pain, because of the different limitations that I had now. But even through that, it developed something in my character. And it made me realize what is important in life and what is not so important, okay? I live a life, I have a business in Barbados and I started one in Boston as well. And I've had my business from age 20. So I've been working really hard. And it meant not being able to go to work. It meant being home. And that was difficult for me as well. Thankfully, I have staff that is very good and that I can rely on, so the business was able to continue. But it was hard for me to adjust, but I did. And on some days, even though I couldn't go to work, there was a friend, she would take me to the beach. I love going to the beach. I went to the beach, and then sometimes we went driving around looking at houses. Never in the Bora's life has that happened. Okay, I would have to be on vacation. When I'm on vacation, I'm on the island. But I was always working, so now I have learned how to press pause. I have learned how to stop. Normally, everybody else came up here with their notes and stuff, and normally I would have written mine. Rochester can tell you about that. He knows me. But I didn't. And I just trust the Lord to speak through me. So I have learned that there's some things that we think are also important. When our health is challenged, we come to realize it really is not. So I'm liking the new me. Okay, the me that doesn't work, but know how to press pause, knows how to stop. On the days after chemo when I could eat, I got up and I went to a restaurant and I sat down. I had a book and I ate by myself and I read my book and I enjoyed that. Okay, so my encouragement to anyone, as I heard before, it is not a death sentence. And I hear a lot of people say, you may have cancer, but cancer does not have you. And for me, I call it beautiful cancer. Now, is cancer beautiful? No, it is not. But I am beautiful, and you are beautiful. And what we need to be focused on is beautifying our character, our spirit, and our soul. Like I said, this will die. But until it dies, beautify it, dress up, and go out. Because when you go out, there were days I didn't feel so great, but I have to dress up because I sell makeup and I don't have a choice, okay? And when I dress up and someone says, oh, you look good, immediately it does something inside of me, you know? And before you know it, your spirit is lifted and you're ready to conquer the world again. So for me, it is beautiful cancer because of the experiences I've had so far. I cannot report that it has been, besides the throwing up and all that, I cannot report that it was bad. And the reason I cannot report that it was bad is because it had a lot to do with your mindset and your perspective and Almighty God. So I thank you.